Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
We're so pleased to have on two of the members from Xander and the Peace Pirates. We've got Stu and Keith on. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you for having us, Eric. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah,
thank
hi,
you.
Eric. How you doing?
Doing great. I'll tell you what, I really love the music you guys are doing. And obviously, the album you came out with last year, Order Out of Chaos, has done very well for you. But you guys are really, embracing all of your influences. And like we were talking before the interview, Stu, you guys are even working on new music, to come out with an album in the near future. What's going on with you guys?
Yeah, man, we're just in the process, aren't we, Stu? Just recording. So we're going to be doing up to 5 songs on a new EP, some funky stuff and some more rocky stuff, psychedelic stuff. So yeah, nice mix.
Yeah.
And yeah, that should be the tail end of the year. So yeah, we should have that released.
Also, to commemorate a year since Order Out of Chaos has come out, we're going to release a limited edition vinyl as well. So that'll be coming out this year because we had delays on the vinyl, so we thought we'd do it as like a year. Because I know vinyl's big in the States, and
oh, totally. And you guys are going to be touring more in the States too, and I predict you're going to be very popular. I was talking with some friends and family over the weekend, bragging about you guys, and it's like, once again, with all the music you're doing, and certainly from being such a Jimi Hendrix fan yourself, Keith, it's kind of interesting to where you guys embrace all those influences, but also you're kind of bringing a new edge to the rock and roll sound.
Oh wow! Thank you for saying that.
I think in the UK we've sort of been pigeonholed as a blues band, and I don't think that's well. The thing is, there's sort of a scene of blues music but it's not like the States. When we came out to the States, the mainstream music is rock and blues and psychedelic. Right. So that's when we did all the showcases for Gibson guitars and what have you. It's well received, and I think that's why we're aiming our targets on America and. Really trying to get out there because we've hit this glass ceiling in the UK where we're headlining all the blues festivals, which is great. They are
great festivals. They're great people, great vibe. But yeah, there's only so far you can go with it. So yeah, that's it. It'd be cool to come out to the States.
Well, and it's so interesting too because I'm a blues nut as well. But listening to all your music that you guys have done in the past too, and I got to brag, you guys had a residency at the Cavern Club.
Yeah, 5 years.
The historic Cavern Club. Got to play with a few, I got to play with a few big names. I don't know, like Joe Bonamassa, Manfred Man, Buddy Guy. So you guys have been making a name for yourself in the UK already.
Yeah, man. We've had some great experiences. We've got to support Buddy Guy and all kinds, and
Eric Bibb.
Yeah, Eric Bibb as well. It was a great guy. So yeah, we've been very blessed to have some.
And Bernie Marsden.
Yeah,
he's got the same agent as Al, so
yeah, man. So
Bernie's a monster player, man. But it's like you guys to me are like taking a modern angle on the music, almost like a Black Crowes. You know what I mean? Like kind of your sound.
That's we're very influenced by all that. So
we love
brothers.
Well, it's interesting too. And I want our viewers to make sure and go and dig deeper. But you guys were discovered. I think it was back in 2016 by Henry Juskowitz from Gibson originally. And that's kind of how you guys kind of really launched out. And hard to believe that was, 7 years ago.
Yeah, it was a complete surprise. I think it just caught us. Yeah, we didn't expect it. We just did this video with a friend, and my Strat was actually in the workshop getting fixed. And I happened to be playing a Gibson. I didn't actually play Gibsons that much at that time. Now obviously things have changed,
right?
Relationship, but and then suddenly, it was serendipitous, as they say.
We got an email and got invited out, and then from there we met Simon Phillips from Toto, who introduced us to our manager, and Eddie Kramer offered to do our record, but that didn't quite work out. Didn't happen. Met loads of crazy people out there. Like Nam.
Eddie Kramer was a great character.
He's cool.
He showed us how to make a cup of tea. He said.
The weird thing is, we'd been in Nashville in 2013, me and Keith, doing writing, and we'd written off the first album a song called Dance with the Devil and a couple more in Nashville. We spent about 3 or 4 weeks and met a guy called Chris Houston who built studios out there.
So we've had some.
You guys need to spend a lot more time here in Nashville, I think. And I found it so interesting too, watching the videos and everything on you guys, even the BBC piece, and certainly a testament, to the incredible music you guys are doing. But with the prosthetic arm, and your shop teacher was the one who suggested, hey, use it for a pick.
Yeah, such a simple thing. It's something I knew that there was a possibility there, but he really kind of encouraged me and opened me up to the that sort of But yeah, no, it's just
for your view.
I mean, it's just simple, isn't it? It's just like a hand, but in that
Right.
way. So it's a two-pronged hook. So it's called a split hook.
And and you're playing, and certainly your brother attests to this as well. But it's like, it's just amazing. I mean, your solos, your rhythm, and everything, and the entire band is very cohesive.
We're blessed to have great players and very sort of a nice chemistry. We're very blessed.
Well,
and we're very excited to come over to the States, obviously.
Well, I was going to bring up also, it's like, it seems like from your past music as well, that your voice and with everything that you guys are doing vocally, it seems like that's getting stronger also.
Yeah. It's it's a process, isn't it? It's an evolution,
Right.
Yeah. So the more our influences, because we've got a lot of different influences, and those influences seem to just kind of seep in, naturally, and without too much effort, really, isn't it? It just seems to just happen,
I think a big thing as well is our slide guitarist Mike, who's not here. He's a producer and engineer and a videographer as well. And I think
we're very blessed.
A lot of, like Keith said, the original video that Henry saw was done on the phone by a mate. It was just an idea like for him, because I used to manage a club, and I said to him, "Oh, do you want to film a video for us tomorrow?" And he was like, "Yeah, all right, man, yeah, whatever." So, and he did it, and we just whacked it up.
Yeah, we didn't expect anything from it.
We didn't really expect anything. But now a lot of the videos have been done by Mike, and he's produced and engineered. Like this album we're doing now is in our own studio, and we've got all the gear in the studio, and Mike sort of from the ground up. So as we're writing, we're thinking about the production. So you're not wasting time, you're not wasting money. You're sort of crafting it into a sound that we have an understanding as the three of us, of what we're trying to achieve. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and all the videos look great. And also, you got to face it too. You've got to have a certain amount of money for the cool hats and wardrobe also, so that you have the full rock and roll persona. Because that's even why I wore the snakeskin shirt today. Because watching your videos, I'm like going, man, these guys look like straight up rock and roll. I got to bring the A game today.
You look very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah, I love them, sure.
Yeah.
Well, but it's going to be so great with you guys in the States here. And I know you're going to be doing, a lot more touring and other things like that. But I got to ask, with both of you being guitarists, are there any prime instruments that you're bringing out on the road or anything new?
Well, yeah, he's bringing the SG, the white SG that was in that video.
So I love that guitar.
You fixed that up, haven't you? And
I've got that all night. I've got new pickups in it and new machine heads.
Right.
We took machine heads off.
Mini tunes on.
We put mini tunes on, which were great. Nice. They're the robotic tuners.
Oh yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, we got off Gibson, but we decided to go back to just having them manual.
Very cool. And obviously for the acoustic work, for the rhythm work and everything too, what are you going to be bringing?
Yeah, I'm bringing my gospel live. We did a show with Bon Jovi, and we got some money through royalties on that, and I bought that in like 2013, I think, and I've just always stuck with that. I've got a mini Western pickup in it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got other guitar. We've got Hummingbird.
Oh yeah, love the Hummingbirds.
This one I don't know. It just always, wherever I go, you just plug it in, and it's got no preamp on it. It just sounds great straight in.
And you realize also that you just said that you were playing with Bon Jovi, much like I said, yeah, I'm playing with Jimmy next door. You just said, really, that's kind of a big deal to a lot of people that, oh yeah, we played with Bon Jovi.
Well, the best thing about that gig is we got to meet and become friends with Vintage Trouble, who are great guys. They're a great band.
They were great.
We played with them at other times. We played in Holland with them at Boss Pop, and so that we didn't actually meet anyone from Bon Jovi. In fact, we were told expressly to stay away from John Bon Jovi because he broke his leg.
He broke his leg. Yeah, he was going for a rough time, I think, probably.
Yeah.
But
Richie had just left, hadn't he? Richie Sambora just left,
and now Richie's back.
Yeah, I know. I saw an interview the other day. Yeah, well, that was the tour he left. It was like 2014, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to make sure too. I mean, with all the great things you guys got going, you got working on new songs. new videos and everything else. You're going to be visiting the Gibson Garage and playing some shows around in Nashville.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're going to try and catch up with Jim DeCola, the luthier there, and that's part of the reason we're going back. Really, we made so many great friends, and
yeah, they're lovely people, really great group of people.
Yeah, Jim and Al John as well.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he worked with Gibson, and I think they just did so much for us. Do you know what I mean? The Brian Gibson and all the team, you know,
so accommodating, weren't they? You know, this made us feel so.
They're a great team with Al John and Jim. And it's like, I saw a picture of Jim recently with Tommy Shaw, where Jim actually used to have long blonde hair. Who knew?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
Jim's so cool.
Yeah, I saw the wig. Yeah,
Jim's like one of the coolest people, ever.
He's always skating.
Skateboarding. He's a brilliant skateboarder, isn't he?
I know he's
young as well. He's
well, and I got to ask you guys too, because I know our viewers are going to want to know. And obviously, you know, your guys' last name is Xander, but how did you come up with the name with Xander and the Peace Pirates?
Well, the message is, you know, largely around finding inner peace and letting go of the shadows, you know, that kind of thing. The Carl Jungian idea is to see through the shadow and find peace, you know, find this light that's within us. You know, that's a big part of the message. But
the boring business answer is that if you type in the Peace Pirates, no one else puts those words together, so you go straight to our website and our social. So that's
a ludicrous name.
That's the deep creative answer. My business answer is if you put the Peace Pirates in, no one has put that together.
See, and I like both answers. Both answers work. You know.
You know, type in Xander, then that only Buffy the Vampire.
Yeah, there's Xander. Xander off.
Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
but if you put in the Peace Pirates, then you're golden.
Yeah, if you just put the Peace Pirates,
you
find us. Yeah. And obviously the pirate it does come from the hook, obviously. And
but you know, and I know you've had this brought up, but it's like, but you know, so many people in the world, you know, I think it's got to be inspiring to where, you know, taking something that, you know, you were born with, you know, with a disability and not letting it hold you back from creating innovative new music. And, you know, and originally you were told it's like, you probably can't play. And obviously those people were wrong.
Yeah, I think that's what people believe sometimes, isn't it? There's some things are possible, some things aren't. But I suppose there's when you go beyond those limiting beliefs, anything's possible, really. I you know, look what's happening with AI now. I mean, it's insane, isn't it? I mean, slightly terrifying and amazing at the same time, you know, but it's brilliant.
I think people also try and protect. They're trying to protect, aren't they? They don't want. I always say it's like the sort of ideas around music are allowed, you know. So black blind musicians, for example, are very sort of represented. It's a strange thing but you don't see people in a wheelchair, or you don't see people with a prosthetic leg, and it's almost like they haven't been invited to the party yet. So it's almost, and I know mental health's a big thing. You know, mental health is now being talked about a lot more with, you know, rock stars like Chester out of Linkin Park and Chris Cornell, you know, who'd really struggled. And you look at them and you think, well, what have they got to struggle about? They're millionaire rock stars, supermodel wives living in mansions. Why would they? So I think that's what a lot of what we came from. We came from a workshop background where we go into schools and do workshops with kids and talk about mental health and talk about disability. So when we put the band together, we didn't want to just become this cliched sex and drugs and rock and roll. Although we'd grown up on that, you know, I love Motley Crue and I love Kiss and I love DC, and
we want to be of some kind of service at the end of it all. Really is for people to listen to our music and listen to the message and really feel some kind of connection with the message and hopefully on some level that will help people, and maybe they'll message us and we can have a chat, you know, if they're struggling, you know, we're open to always helping people and inspiring them to see the light, you know, that's within us all, you know, because it's hard, you know, life's tough and there's a lot of mental health issues now that need to be addressed, and I think it's just having a conversation and being open about it, and not because it's such an unseen thing, it's almost still like you shouldn't really talk about it, you know, just keep it to yourself because you're going to bring people down. But actually when we share our burdens, it can lighten them, can't it, you know?
Well, people always say, don't they, with people who do the worst and, you know, commit suicide, that no one knew. And I mean, over the last couple of years, I took a break from the band. I had a breakdown and been diagnosed with, you know, potentially bipolar, ADHD. I don't know. They're still looking at it, but that's invisible, and it's always strange to me that you'll see me and Keith, and Keith's got one arm, and it's very seen. Whereas as I was a child, since I was 11 or 12, I struggled mentally and built this persona, you know, this sort of like character almost to
deal with it,
as a shield to the world. And I think when as I say, with music, you invite people to the party, you know, by Keith having a prosthetic, people who have disabilities, whether they be in a wheelchair or a prosthetic leg or whatever, will feel invited. And you know, it's similar with, I hope, with what I've gone through. That, you know, I suffer with extreme anxiety, and like to be on stage is actually much easier than talking one-on-one with people.
Yeah, it can be quite intense for you.
It's quite strange. I find it harder at the table selling CDs and signing autographs and like the praise and the talking than I do standing in front of 10,000 people.
I suppose because it's unspoken, isn't it? You don't have to.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too, you know, being musicians, and I've always said this, is that for some reason when you put on an instrument, it's like a shield. And it's like when you're up on stage, you know, and you're behind the microphone and you're behind your instrument, it just feels natural.
There's a beauty to it for sure. Yeah, I think it can, because I think a lot of the time we're not present, we're absent. You know, we're stuck in our minds and a story, and I think that's why where music is such a therapy for all of us. You know, or any kind of art. You know, anything that brings us into that kind of present moment where we're free from all of our problems and start to see that they're not as real as maybe we think they are, and just bring us into some sort of freedom through creativity. And I think that's what we're always trying to encourage. And
it's unifying, isn't it? That's where you get gigs at, you know, at festivals. You know, when you hear like we've done big gigs where, like, as I say, we played in Holland, 10,000 people, or when we play with Bon Jovi, and you've got 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, or 100 people or 50 people singing the lyrics back. Like we did a gig the other night in a basement to 50 people, and they're all singing the lyrics back. You know that they're all in the same space because they're hearing that message that you originally wrote. Or
it was an amazing video. It was tiny, this place. It's called The Temperance. It's in Leamington.
He mixed it off his phone. He mixed the gig off. That's what
How incredible, though. I mean, even if it's a smaller audience, that they know your music, they love it, they're singing it back to you, because that's the thing with your guys' music. And I think, you know, sharing, you know, the good and the bad, but the music heals. And certainly the depth of your lyrics, you know, continues to grow and keeps getting better. And you got that rock and roll feel. And it's just very welcoming, I think, with the music that you guys are creating.
Spiritual place as well. And Nashville's a very spiritual as well as a religious place. I think both for musicians and for people anyway, when we visited it, there's this sense of community and you know, we went to a lot of places, and that, as I say, like with music, you can be playing, like on the Friday, we did a big rock festival in a holiday park, loads of people there, and then the next day we're in this like little vegan cafe with 50 people in there, and it's like
it's great.
But you give it the same amount, you know. That's it's a leveler, isn't it?
Well, but that's also, I think, why you guys are getting such a huge fan base, because you guys, you know, as brothers and the rest of the band, and certainly your slide player and everything, it's like you guys bring your A game all the time. And I think that's why you're attracting so many fans and followers, is because of those kind of entertainment performances and the music.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
I think it's matured as well. Yeah, I think it's matured as well. I think, you know, when we were playing the Cavern, that was sort of cutting our teeth and learning to play live and getting used to being in front of an audience. But I think now, I think we sort of got to an age where, you know, it doesn't matter so much with our type of music. It is that sort of Southern style, and we sort of, I think it's the right time for us to be pushing out, and that's why we're coming to the States now, you know, and coming to Nashville, coming back again with the songs.
We're looking forward to it. It'll be lovely to meet up with you if you can make it.
Count on it. Count on it. We may have to catch some food next door to the Gibson Garage. You know.
Yeah, we'll go to
that'd be lovely.
Lovely. We're there from the 11th, but we'll be putting on the website all our gigs. So
great.
Again, if you go to any search engine, I'm not sure whether you're allowed to say specific search engines.
Yes, I mean just what it. Yeah.
Or whatever search engine.
Xander and the Peace Pirates.
Either put Xander with an X and the Peace Pirates, or just put the Peace Pirates, and you will find all our stuff. As I said before, no one puts the Peace and Pirates together.
Right, and there's just, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to hear the new music, because the last album was so great, and like you guys were talking to, Stu, to where it's like you guys have evolved, and it keeps getting better and more rock and showing more of your influences, and I think the audiences here in the States are just going to love you as much as I do. And obviously, you know, you guys are huge in the UK and playing all over Europe. But I want to make sure too that they follow you on social media, you know, to keep up with all the cool stuff you guys are doing. And that's also Xander and the Peace Pirates, right?
Yeah, Xander and the PeacePirates.com is our website, and you can find us on Facebook. You know, you can find all links on there anyway.
We're at the Peace Pirates on Instagram and Twitter, and Xander and the Peace Pirates on Facebook. So,
and maybe you guys are gonna have some cool merch also, like maybe the hats and stuff too. You know, I don't know.
I don't know how
we
might bring some t-shirts.
We might bring some t-shirts.
We'll bring some t-shirts.
I'll wear them all.
And then you can just throw them to the crowd, Stu, you know?
One of those guns, you know, one of those like
fire them. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I tell you what, you guys are just amazing. I can't wait to see you live, and so glad you're coming back here to the States again. Keith and Stu, thank you both. Xander and the Peace Pirates, an incredible band. Follow them on social media, but you got to see them live, right? You got to come see the show.
Yeah, you can say hello.
Yeah, so we got a few gigs. We got the 11th at the Basement in Nashville, and then we're doing the Gibson Garage as well on the 12th the next day. So any of those,
and then I got a feeling that your US tour is going to take off.
Well, the idea is to get representation. We're looking for it. With some of these are showcases, so we got industry people coming down. We got some good we got a good relationship with Rick Allen from Def Leppard, and he's offered to introduce us to.
It's not bad when Rick Allen is bragging about you guys. You know, that's not a bad deal.
The other day, it's only because he's got one.
It's only because he's got one arm. Isn't it?
I don't think that's it. Yeah, I've seen Rick in concert enough times. It's like going, you think he's got 3 or 4 arms, and I don't know how many legs when he's playing.
Yeah. It was beautiful when we went to see him. He did a drum solo, and he got a big chair, and he got all the. He's very beautiful person, you know. He got very emotional. He's lovely on stage.
He came out wearing our t-shirt.
Such a nice guy, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, he came out with him wearing the t-shirt. He's like a great guy.
He's mad because David Coverdale was down the corridor, and we're speaking to Rick Allen. I'm obsessed with White Snake, and I can hear David Coverdale. And I was like, I want to speak to David Coverdale.
That is amazing. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm no psychic, but I'm predicting great things for Xander and the Peace Pirates. So with your great music, I can't wait to hear the new tracks coming out and to see you guys live.
I think as well, we'll be playing some of the new tracks.
Some of the new songs, So
that'll be great. Well, Stu and Keith, Xander, thank you both so much for coming on the show, and we can't wait to see you live.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.